So, hate it or love it, Shutterstock is one of the most popular stock photography websites in 2022, and it has been that way for quite a number of years now. Regardless of what we may think of the royalty per downloads on Shutterstock, in my opinion, it's still one of the best websites for newcomers to the industry. And this is mainly due to the fact that Shutterstock has one of the largest customer base. And that's very important because newcomers to the industry are likely to see their fastest and their first sale on Shutterstock. And when we're talking about a confidence booster, getting your first sale is the best thing. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to upload videos and photos to Shutterstock using an FTP client, a web browser, and a mobile phone. Oh, and stick around to the end where I give you a pro level tip on how to add metadata to videos when uploading to Shutterstock. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to assume that you have a Shutterstock account and you've been accepted as a contributor. The acceptance process is not a rigorous one. You only have to submit 10 of your best photos, and if only one of those images gets selected by the reviewer, then you're automatically a contributor to Shutterstock. I'm going to leave a link in the description below, and it is a referral link. So if you're going to sign up to Shutterstock for the first time as a contributor, please consider using that link. It will help both of us and it costs you nothing. Oh, and this video will be chaptered, by the way, so you can head down below to select the section that's most important or most relevant to you. All right, so let's hop over to the computer and we're going to start with the most popular way of uploading content to Shutterstock, and that's using the web browser. All right, so open up your favorite browser. Mine just happens to be Chrome. We're gonna head over to submit.shutterstock.com. If you're not logged in, it will bring you to this login page where you'll hit login or sign up. Remember, use my referral link. All right, so we'll hit login and enter your email address and your password. Hit sign in. And to upload content using the web browser, all we have to do is click on this upload content button, and it brings us to this section here. From here, you can either drag images over onto this rectangle and it will start uploading. You can also do the same for videos, or you can hit select multiple files. So I'll hit select multiple files. I have this folder, aptly named for YouTube video, and I'm gonna select 2 images and then click open, and you can see it starts uploading automatically. Once it's done, this next button will become activated and you can click next. All right, so here we go. So it seems that I already have metadata on these images. You can add metadata in Lightroom, Photoshop, Xpix, or any other thing that enables you to add metadata to images. But if you didn't have metadata, you would come over here, select the images. If they're similar, you can select all of them, and then enter a description. You want to select whether it's commercial or editorial. You also want to select whether it's a photo or an illustration. So once you have your description, you have to select at least one category. So for this one, just choose the category that best describes or best suits your image. So let's see, education, and you don't have to select a second category, but I will, and people. Okay, and you can add a location. Shutterstock says in the future they will use it as a search method, so it's up to you. I will skip that for now. And these images do have obviously people in them, or a person. More specifically, my daughter. So you'll need to add a model release to any images that have identifiable people or anything that can identify that person. So I will add a model release here. Just select. Oh, and you can select whether it's a mature content or not. This is clearly not mature content. So hit plus for release. If you don't have a release already, you can do upload a new release, and Shutterstock has this new feature where you can do it all digitally. So you can send the model the release, they will enter their information and sign it and send it back, and Shutterstock will automatically add that to your list of model releases. I already have one, so I'm going to select it. Hit done. And yeah, so we also got to make sure we have keywords. I already have some here, but if you don't, you can select find more or just add your own. And Shutterstock will do their best to find images that are similar. You can just also type in something. Let's see. And then, try and select images that are remotely similar. These aren't really similar, but for educational purposes, I will select. You have to select at least 3 of them. And then you can come over here. You can either add all of them, or you can just select through the list here. Kid ABC. You can add up to 50 and then just hit attach to the selected 2. And once you're done with all of the required stuff, you will see a blue check mark on the images telling you that they're ready to be submitted. So I'm ready to submit these images, so I will hit submit. Yeah, and that is it in terms of uploading content using the web browser. The same thing applies for videos. You would just select the videos and go through the same process of selecting category, keywords, model release, and all of that, then hit submit when you're done. All right, so now we're gonna hop over to the second method, and that's using an FTP client. The FTP client that I'm gonna use, it's called FileZilla, and it's a very good FTP client, and most importantly, it's free and cross-platform, so you can use it on Windows, Mac, Linux, and any other operating systems out there. All right, so we're gonna go over to Google and we're gonna type in FileZilla, and it should be the first link. You're gonna click on that, and then you're gonna wanna download the FileZilla client, not the server. So you click on the FileZilla client. FileZilla will try and guess your operating system. In my case, it guessed the right one. But if it did not, you can just select your operating system from the list below. So you would hit download. I already have FileZilla, so I'm not going to download it again. You would go through the typical installation process for your operating system. Once installed, we're going to open up FileZilla. All right, so once we have FileZilla open, we'll have this page here. And we're gonna head over back to Shutterstock. Let's see, let's go back to the main page. We're gonna hit upload content again. And we're gonna come down to this section here. It says uploading lots of content. Yes or not. We're gonna click on learn more. And here you will see your login information for the FTP client. And Shutterstock also has a list of recommended FTP clients that you can use, so you can check those out. So we're gonna select this here because this is what we want to connect to. And your username will be your email address, and your password will be the same password you use to log into the contributor dashboard. So we're gonna copy that, and we're gonna head back over to FileZilla. So once you're here, you can do what's called a quick connect. So essentially you would just enter the link that we copied, enter your username, which is your email address, and enter the password and hit quick connect. But the downside of that is you would have to do that every single time you open up FileZilla, and we want to be efficient, so we're not going to do that. We're going to save the login details and save the connection details, so we can just hit a single button every time we need to upload something to Shutterstock. So to do that, we're gonna hit this, what's called a multi-site button. And then you're going to hit new site. You're going to name it something appropriate, such as Shutterstock. And then you're going to enter your details. So the domain name there that we copied. Username will be your email address. Password is the password you use for your contributor dashboard. And just leave all the other stuff just the way they are. And I'm going to hit cancel for now and come back in because I already have it. So once you've entered all your information, there's no save button, just hit connect and it will save the information. So I'm going to hit connect. And you can see it connects to the Shutterstock server. And once you're here, you can either navigate to your local folder on this section and drag it over, or right click and select upload. Or you can just, drag information or files into this section here. For now, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to open up this folder. I'm going to select 3 images. I'm going to drag them over. And you can see that they're uploading. And that's it. So they've been uploaded. Yeah, you can do the same for videos as well. So let me upload this video. Drop it there. And you can see it's uploading. Yeah, and you will see that successful transfer. You will see all the 4 images that we just transferred. We're going to navigate back over to Shutterstock to ensure that we indeed uploaded those. So let's go back. And you can see in the not yet submitted section for the images that we just uploaded, and they're all there. And let's go back. In terms of videos, not yet submitted. They're there, and for some reason there's 2 of them here. I don't know why. I will delete one. Okay, so there's 2. There's now 1. Okay, so and that's it. You would go through the same process of adding description, whether it's commercial or editorial, add category, model releases if necessary, and your keywords, and then hit submit. And in terms of photos, you would do the same thing as we did before. All the relevant information here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for uploading via an FTP client. Let's now upload via a cell phone. The downside of uploading with a cell phone is that you can't upload videos. You can only upload photos. So that's the downside, and it's a big downside considering video is becoming the most popular thing to submit to agencies these days. All right, so let's grab the phone and we'll do that. All right, so once you've grabbed your phone, let's head over to the relevant app store, whether that's Android Marketplace or the App Store on iPhones. And we're gonna search for Shutterstock. Okay, and we want to download Shutterstock contributor app. I already have it, so no need to duplicate. And once you have it, you're gonna open. Okay. And I mean, it'll show you stuff that you have. Yeah, and you can see once you log in using your email and password, you can see that we can see our pending images. And these are the ones that are being, under review. that we just submitted, and these are the ones that we uploaded but didn't keyword and stuff yet. So in terms of uploading using the mobile phone, we're gonna hit this little plus sign, and that will take us into our, photo gallery or the camera gallery. And you can only upload JPEGs. So if your phone is set to RAW and you photographed all your images in RAW and didn't really edit or anything, it's not gonna upload, and it's not gonna tell you that the upload failed because the content file, the file type isn't supported. It just won't do anything. So you'll be sitting there wondering what the heck is going on. So fair warning, it only accepts JPEG. So if you're editing in like Lightroom Mobile, make sure to output in JPEG. All right, so let's hit this plus sign, and then I'm gonna select these 2 images that I have here, and I'm gonna hit add, and it's uploading. Okay, so it's finished uploading. From here, you're gonna click on the image, you're gonna enter your description, enter a few keywords. It says at least 7. You're gonna choose your category, whether it's an illustration, whether it's editorial, whether it's mature content, and then you're gonna add your release. So it's the same thing as when you're doing it on the browser. If you already have releases, Shutterstock will list those. If not, then you can upload a new release, and you can see it there. And then you would submit. Yeah, go through that for all of your images. And you can select multiple, and you can do batch edit just like you could online. And if all the images are similar, then that's the best way of doing it. And then you just hit batch edit and enter the description, keywords, and those will be applied over to all of the images. You would have to hit save. Okay, so let's try that. Batch edit. Let's see, this is a test. Save. So you can see this is a test, and let's go back, and so does this one. So it applies it to all of the images in the batch. And that's really it for uploading content via the smartphone. All right. Okay, so let me get to that pro tip I teased at the start. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna hop over back to the computer, and we'll go from there. So the problem with video files is the fact that you can't save metadata to video files. And you can save it to a sidecar file, but stock sites nowadays, at least not to my knowledge, they don't accept sidecar files, so it's not going to read your metadata, and you can't embed it in the video. So yeah, so that presents a problem. If we have a lot of videos, and most of them are different, they're not similar, then it's a very hard task of trying to enter the metadata on the stock websites, and it's even more complicated if you're submitting to multiple agencies. So how do you get around that? The best way, and this is the pro level tip, is to use a CSV file, a comma separated value file. So let me hop over to the computer and show you what I'm talking about. By the way, you can see that the images we uploaded from the smartphone is already here. Let's go back to the main page, and let's go over to video, and we're gonna click on the not yet submitted section, and we're gonna come over to this little section called upload CSV. We're gonna go ahead and download the example CSV file. All right, I'm gonna drag that downloaded file over to my little folder here. And we're gonna open it. I don't suggest using numbers if you're on the Mac system to do it, because numbers tend to add a lot of stuff to your files, so it'll put in its own header information and all of that, and you don't really want to modify the CSV file beyond what Shutterstock already has in there. So I would suggest using Microsoft Excel. If you don't have Excel, you can use Google Docs, and Google Docs will work just fine, and that's cross-platform because it's browser-based. For now, I'm going to open it in Excel. Okay, so now that we have the CSV file, you can see that in this column, the file name column, you will list the file names of your files, and those have to match up exactly if you want it to work. So match up exactly to the actual file name. So, and then let's see, you would enter the description, you would enter all the keywords, the categories, and whether it's editorial or commercial, and whether it's for illustration or not, and whether it's mature content or not. So let me upload one more video to Shutterstock so we can illustrate this point. Okay, let's go back to our CSV file and the folder with our files in it. And I want to copy the file name including the extension. So select all, copy, and come over here and then paste it in. And you're gonna do that for all of the files that you have. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we're gonna enter the description. So for keywords, you can enter your 50 keywords just like you would on the website. No. And then we got to choose our categories. So how do you find the categories? If we go back to Shutterstock and we go to upload CSV, you will see the categories available here. So for video, we have these categories. For images, we have these categories. They're more or less the same, but not entirely. So I'm gonna select food and drink. Let's see. And you can select 2 categories. And then I will do people. Separated by a comma. And these are the same, so I'm just gonna copy that down. Okay. So once we have that done, we're gonna save our CSV file. Hit save. We can close that out. And the beauty about the CSV file is that most of the major stock photography websites employ a CSV file, and you can upload it to Adobestock, Pond5, I think Dreamstime has one as well. They all vary a little, but file name, description, and keywords are pretty much the same across them. So you can just copy it from one to the other. And the beauty is that, you know, all of your information will always be there, so you don't have to repeat that across the agencies. So once we have it done, we're gonna, okay, so if we were on the main, we go to not yet submitted, and we're gonna upload a CSV file, and then we're gonna select it, and it's this one here. And you can see, voila, all of the information has been added. And apparently I said it was mature content. Let's see if that's true. So yes, I did say it was mature content, which it's not. So yeah, don't make that mistake. But beauty again is you can change it here and just re-upload your CSV file and that information would transfer over. It doesn't matter. I'm not submitting these at the moment, so I'm not gonna do anything. But you can see that we already have our blue check mark telling us that we're ready to submit because we've entered all of our information via the CSV file, and we would hit submit and we're done. Yeah, and that is it. I'm gonna do a future video on uploading CSV files to Adobestock, Dreamstime, Pond5, and all of, most of the other major stock sites. All right, guys. So, if you got anything from this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment in the description if you have any questions, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a video, and share this video if you found it useful. All right. So, yeah, thank you. And until next time, have a good one.